You're recording?
Yep.
Hi.
How about the motherfucking Braves?
God, thank God. I can't believe it.
Oh my God. I hope they lead off the next game, plunking Acuna, and he hits another fucking 3 bombs, dude.
I think that's what we need, man. I think we love it. That turned the whole game around. That was so stupid of them. It was so stupid.
Was the Marlins the team that y'all put up like 29 points on?
Yeah,
a few weeks ago.
No, that was Baltimore, I think.
Was it the Orioles?
Was it?
I thought it was Baltimore because the next night they beat us, and I was like, why would I think it was Baltimore, but no, the Marlins are the ones that have hit Acuna like 5 times.
Yeah, old fucking urine boy.
Yeah.
Yeah, old urine boy decided to throw it at Acuna, thought it was cute, and then Acuna just fucked him up for the next fucking 6 months. I love that shit, dude. And the stupid thing too is you're gonna put like arguably Atlanta's best base runner on base just free.
Yeah, terrible idea. Yeah. It made no sense. It made no sense. Yeah, it was stupid.
Keep doing it, dude. Like fucking put Acuna up in like some medieval armor. So he like can't be hurt, and then just fucking let him get on base. Fuck it.
At least they didn't hit his wrist. Like, thank God. Like his like poor wrist, it keeps getting hit. I know he like stands a little close, but there's like no, But it kind of goes to my whole theory, which is just like people don't like. I guess like he talks a lot of shit, but it's all in Spanish, so we never can really understand it. But I'm like, that's what baseball needs. Baseball needs villains. If you don't have villains, it's not fun. You know what I mean? That's why Trevor Bauer is so fun. That's why the Yankees are a villain. That's why the Astros this year are so it's so great. It's the best thing that ever happened because everybody hates the Astros, and it like made baseball so fun.
Yeah, 100%. I want Trevor Bauer on the Braves.
Oh, me too. I can't believe we passed him up. I'm so mad that we passed him up. Hold on, that light. I'm going to turn this light off.
Oh, you good? Have you been keeping up with Trevor Bauer?
We don't need that on.
Not his Twitter. No, I haven't looked at it.
Trevor Bauer is my favorite baseball Twitter follow. Like of all.
Oh yeah, I bought his shirts. He does this. He works at this company called Momentum or whatever, and he's got these shirts that say "Steroids Save Baseball." And I just I'm like, I've been trying to get him to make me one that says "Don't get your panties in a huff" because I hate Aubrey Huff, and so they haven't done that yet, but I think they will eventually. Yeah, it'd be so dope.
There's a quote that I love to throw at people is like, be who you can afford to be. And I mean, Trevor Bauer, like nobody's going to fire his ass because of his shit talking because he's too fucking good. He's one of the best pitchers in the MLB. It's
so great. Yeah, it's so fun. It's like him and like Josh Kelly. Like, is it Josh Kelly? Josh Kelly, right?
Yeah, Kelly. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah. Like I love him. Like there's a big memorial for him here in LA, and like people go like travel from so far to take pictures with it because he beamed the Astros and it was so great. And so baseball can be fun, and like these like young guys are gonna save it, honestly. Like the problem is like you have these great guys like Mike Trout who are so great, but they're so boring. You know what I mean? So you have to have the opposite.
Freddie Freeman.
Yeah. Oh, I know. So boring.
All respect to Freddie Freeman.
No, his son is like the most fascinating person in that house.
Charlie fucking Ranks, dude. Did you see that video?
Hitting bangers.
Dude,
I'm Charlie Freeman. I hit dingers. That's what I want him to say.
Charlie Freeman, dude. Like, I mean, there's been multiple videos of him like hitting balls off the tee.
Yeah, I've seen some videos.
Dude, he just crushed it. Like he hit some farther than I could. I'm 30.
Oh yeah. There's videos of Freddie of Charlie like throwing to his dad, and then Freddie going yard, and like Charlie's so mad, and he's like, no respect.
And I mean, that kid's gonna grow up with so much pressure, but the most amazing support system that you could possibly have as a baseball player. I mean, chances of him, unless he could burn out, but if he doesn't burn out,
he might fucking hate baseball by the time he's 11.
If he doesn't, he's going to be an incredible ball player.
At least we know if he burns out, Chipper Jones will be there in a 4-runner or in a 4-wheeler to save him.
Yeah, when they got stuck on
the snow on 400, right?
Yep.
I loved that story.
Thomas,
Can I
what's up?
go ahead?
No, go ahead.
Oh, I wanted to ask you about what we're doing because you said we're doing top 4 roast jokes, right?
Right.
Are these mine or just
Just all time or any iteration of it. If you want to do your top 4 roast
because I
jokes,
don't know
top
if
4
I
you ever
know.
heard.
Yeah, maybe as we're going, I'll like think of some that I really loved or whatever. But
Yeah.
like,
Well, I spent today with my 11-year-old and 13-year-old daughter watching like 6 hours of roast battle and roast. And I mean, they were fucking traumatized by some of it, but you're definitely their favorite.
Did you
oh,
have to explain to them what go down on meant?
Oh yeah, a bunch of times. I was like, get your mom in here. But no, they watch wrestling pretty much religiously, like every
oh,
Monday, and they hate Dolph Ziggler with a fucking and I
oh, good.
love
They're
it.
supposed to.
Yeah,
They're supposed to. Yeah.
exactly. He's doing his job, and I love it because like I'll eat it up and just be on his side completely, and it makes them hate him way more. And then whenever they saw that you were roasting him on Roast Battle, it just fucking blew their mind.
Oh, that's so cute. Yeah, he's one of my closest friends,
Yeah, I love
and
that dude.
yeah, he's such a great guy. Like the complete antithesis of what his character is, but he's so good at playing it up that it's so funny.
Yeah, he's got to be the most hated person wrestling like year after year. The motherfucker's so good at it.
Plus, he's really good. That's the other part.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's what I always tell them is like, they're like, how do you like this guy? And I'm like, watch what he's fucking doing.
He's incredible.
Like he's doing his job making you hate him, obviously, but watch his in-ring ability. Like the dude's ridiculous. And
Yeah, I think he's really funny.
he's
He's
funny.
super sarcastic. Like we always like fight and argue like in sarcastic jokes and like so it just made sense for us to roast battle and like he's such a huge fan. That's how we became friends is like I was writing on The Burn and he was constantly tweeting at our show and like doing all these jokes. It was kind of, you know, like the roasty at midnight. And so under the hashtag, you could see all these people and it was like, who is this guy? And then I ended up running into him at the Comedy Store and it was just like, all right, we're basically brother and sister and we fight like that.
That's wild, dude.
Yeah, dude's fucking great. Yeah, we had Brad Williams on, and he was roasting Dolph Ziggler pretty hard. I think they're good buddies.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah. Well, Brad practically lives in Arizona. He does so many clubs out there, and then so does Nick. So it's like it just all makes sense. And I think Brad lets Nick open for him too sometimes, which is which is nice. Yeah. Yeah.
I love all those guys.
Dude, I really miss Roast Battle, man. Like I know, you know, Earl has his problems or whatever. And I know the show kind of got away from its original focus or whatever. But, man, it was such a good fucking show when it was on. It was the one time in years and years and years where there was something that was coming on TV that I had to watch that wasn't sports.
Right. I know. But it is kind of a sport. You know what I mean? Like it's kind of like just a comedy sport and like being in that room in the belly room was so much fun, you know, like you just see like the craziest stuff go down, like people literally wanting to get into fights and stuff like that. Like and that's why you're supposed to roast the ones that you love, because if you don't, like it just sounds mean. And like I remember when I roasted Ralphie May, I posted a video about him today because this is the anniversary of his death. And you know, I roasted Ralphie at the time. They were pitching the show to HBO. So Russell Simmons was there and like all these huge executives or whatever. I think Chappelle was at that one. And he was like my one of the judges or something like that. And I did this joke. At the time, you know, we had to do 3 rounds. So it was like I had to do 10, 12 jokes, you know what I mean? But I had to have, you know, 20 something written, and then you're just calling audibles up there the whole time. And anyway, I did this joke about because Ralphie and I were really close. We grew up 60 miles apart. We had the same birthday. And I said, and just like him, I'll probably end up marrying a shitty comic too. And I don't know if you know anything about his wife.
Yeah, I do.
But she is not good. And she's like one of the only people that I really don't like. I really feel like she's responsible for his death.
I watched her not long ago going back and forth with Joey Diaz, and it was fucking hard to watch on Twitter.
Oh yeah, I mean
Yeah.
she's awful, and I completely blame her. I don't think there's anyone that I don't like, but I would say that there's got to be one, so she's it.
There you
And
go.
I remember that I told her about it like right after. I was like super nice about it, and then she texted me like a few weeks later and was like, I really think you and I should battle because you said something that wasn't very nice about me. And I was like, your husband can't even come close to beating me, and he is ginormously famous. You have no fucking chance. Like, no way I'm not battling you. I'm not, because also when you battle somebody, when you roast somebody, it is, to me, it's a huge honor. You know what I mean? Like, I'm doing so much research about you. I care. I put a lot of effort into it because I'm writing jokes that I want you to love, that I'm trying to impress you. I'm not trying to hurt your feelings. I'm trying to impress you. I want you to want these jokes for your own act. And I can't tell you how many people, very famous people that I've roasted, who've in turn wanted me to write for them forever.
Yeah.
Because I've captured their, essence so much or whatever.
Yeah.
And so I was like, there's no way. Not only would you lose, it would just end up being me, because you're supposed to roast the ones you love, and I do not love you at all.
And a waste of fucking time.
Yeah, I'm not wasting my time. I'm not spending that kind of time on somebody that I don't like.
Yeah, no,
So,
Earl Skakel on this show last week deemed you the best roaster he ever went against.
well, I watched that clip. That's very nice. I can't believe you guys didn't say anything about his goddamn visor.
Well,
Like,
I mean, the thing is,
He
if we
even took
would
it
have
off at one point.
if we would have started the visor, I mean, where does it end? We could have gone to the glasses. We could have gone to his shitty hair. We could have gone to his t-shirt, his hat. I mean,
I just have never seen him in a visor. That's the other thing. Like, he's always got Coke bottle glasses. He's had those his whole life, but it's like his head is so huge that basically, like, any hat kind of looks like a visor on him. But like,
He looked like he was coaching a fucking college football game.
Yeah, I was just like, this guy. Oh man.
In the episode, he bragged about his hairline. He was like, I have great hair for my age, took off his visor and put it back on. Yeah.
He does. He has great hair. His body looks really good. I mean, he's an old man. He's very old.
I'm sure you've seen the picture though.
Oh yeah, I've seen it. Yeah.
Dude,
and that was like, I wrote that's what I wrote. I think I wrote a joke about that in the roast battle, that he sent me like nude photos before. And now I know that he's taken 2 bad headshots. I think that was a joke about him being he's a Kennedy, and he's also sent me naked photos. So now I know he's taken 2 bad headshots, something
That's
like that.
a great fucking joke.
That is a good fucking joke.
Kind of a deep joke, but yeah.
There was a YouTube video. There was a clip of you and Ralphie roasting each other on YouTube. It was like 20-something minutes, but it was very quiet. I couldn't hear it, so I didn't get to watch that one. But I did see y'all sitting on stage.
Some of my best jokes were that roast, because
I needed to turn that shit up and show it to the kids when I get home.
It also happened like right when the Ray Rice incident happened in the NFL. Remember Ray Rice from the Rushmore of Roasters?
Yes. The incredible running back who did like one bad thing.
Worst elevator ride of all time.
Yeah, so that's what I said. I was like, Ralphie reminds me of Ray Rice. He's not an athlete, but no one wants to be on an elevator with him either. Great job.
God damn. So, full disclosure, my plan for this episode was I was gonna do my entire Rushmore Sarah Tiana roast jokes, and I could not do it.
He was gonna roast you. He was
you were gonna roast
jokes.
That was my plan. But like you were saying, it's like you can't write roast jokes about somebody that you don't know very well, because it'll come off mean.
Yeah.
So all the ones that I was coming up with, it was just like me being self-deprecating, and then like I was gonna do like an Atlanta Falcons something. It was like, oh, well, Sarah's a 28 and I'm a 3. Blah, 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 comedy.
Fucking compliment.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's why it's hard to roast me, because there's nothing like on my record, so to speak, that's like off. Like, I don't have DUIs. Like, people call me a whore like nonstop, and it's like, and I'm like, it's literally, I did a roast of Big Papi in Boston, right? And so it's like
Did Jeff Dye do that?
Gronk, Josh Wolf, a bunch of people.
No, Josh Wolf, Lenny Clark, Adam Ray did it.
Yep.
He dressed up as an old man who was a Yankee fan. Yeah. Bill Burr.
Adam Ray's a Rushmore alum that yelled at us.
Yeah. That makes sense.
We weren't recording, and he told a great fucking story right at the beginning,
Yeah.
and then we hit record at the end, and he was like, "What are we doing?" Always be recording.
Always. Yeah, I remember that roast because like literally I was like second to last. I was the only woman on that roast. It was like Anthony Mackie, Dustin Pedroia, like all these like, and then
Gronk.
Poppy, yeah, Gronk, and like they had all just literally everyone just called me a whore like the whole time. Like they did zero research. Not that they could find a lot, but like it's just like a classic lazy joke about women. And so my first joke when I got up there, and this would be in my Rushmore top 4, was you guys are giving me a lot of credit. My list of sexual partners is a lot like Dustin Pedroia. It is embarrassingly short. And so it was like a great way to like kind of start the roast and like get everything going and like kind of just like simmer everything down, like hey, like I'm not just some like floozy that's out here, like, you know. But I think that's what makes it really hard to roast me, and it's not that like roasting someone that you don't know, like you said, that made it hard. But I think if you roast someone you don't like, that makes it hard. But I think, you know, roasting someone you don't know is very hard. Like you have to do lots of research and it's exhausting, and like you really have to find, when it comes to roasting, you have to find like one weird thing and then try to just like spin it and turn it and like make it a big deal. And sometimes that's hard and it doesn't work. I remember, I'm sorry if I'm talking too much, but I remember
it's a podcast. That's what you're supposed to do.
I remember on the Rob Lowe roast, that was like a huge challenge that we did because I was assigned to Peyton Manning, because obviously there's like 15 writers in the room. There were 2 women, and I was the only writer that knew anything about sports. So I was assigned to Peyton, and so, which is fine with me because I went to Georgia when he was at Tennessee, and I still loved him.
Yeah.
Huge fan. And so his big closer that he wanted to do was this whole bit where he was roasting Rob Lowe for tweeting about his retirement before anybody else knew.
Yeah.
And like, if you don't know anything about the Indianapolis Colts or Peyton Manning or Twitter, you know what I mean? Like, it's when it comes to roasting, the stakes have to be very high, right? I mean, and so for Peyton, the stakes are high; they cannot be higher. But for everybody else, we don't care. Like, no, like if Rob Lowe tweeted that Peyton retired, I wouldn't know that was a scoop. You know what I mean? If it's not coming from Schefter, I don't know.
Yeah.
Right.
And so it was this huge deal to Peyton, but it wasn't a big deal to really anybody else. So we had to take that joke and like formulate it and make a big deal out of it. It's like you almost have to like ramp it up and create drama where there really isn't any. So
because there's a lot of prerequisites that you got to know to even get that joke.
Yeah, and that's the hardest thing. It's like when you have to explain a joke before you tell it. Like if there's too much setup, like the punchline better be really fucking good.
Did you so if you're writing for Peyton, did you write the Ann Coulter Kentucky Derby joke?
I did write that joke.
That was so that was on my
I didn't write all of his
today.
stuff. I did write that.
It's a great fucking joke. That was in my honorable mentions today, and I handed it over to Pepper because he was shorthanded whenever we were coming in.
Yeah.
Full disclosure. And I was like, this is a great fucking joke if you want to put it on your list. And it was the Ann Coulter joke. So,
I'm not the only athlete here. Just this year, Ann Coulter won the Kentucky Derby. Yeah. That was a great joke.
That was a really good joke. It was on my list. Like I said, I watched all of them because we watched a lot of roast battles, and then the girls, every time they saw like, you know, fucking a celebrity come up, they wanted to watch the celebrity roast. So we watched all those too.
Oh, that's good. Yeah.
Yeah, in my research trying to roast you, I determined that you're actually the only perfect woman on the planet. You're a Braves fan. You're incredibly funny.
Pepper's from Georgia,
incredibly beautiful. Yeah, I'm from Columbus, Georgia.
Oh, sorry. So now you're not perfect. Okay.
Yes, exactly. Well, I mean, the north side of Columbus is pretty sick, but
no, Columbus is great. Yeah. Columbus
it's
is great.
fun. Yeah, lots of military guys.
No, I know. Yeah, I know. A big fan. You weren't in the military?
No. I
we gave it away the mullet.
Yeah.
Army up front, alcoholic in the back.
Yeah.
No, I was just born there. Grew up in Harris County, technically. Went to Harris County High School. There's nothing.
Great story.
I mean, there's nothing.
Now you can write fucking roast jokes.
Where'd you go to middle school?
Harris County Carver Middle School. It was cool.
Yeah.
I mean, it's fucking nobody gives a shit about Georgia, as far as me. But that's where I grew my Atlanta sports fandom, obviously. So
where are you going with
Thomas?
this?
You said it was hard to roast me because I was perfect, and then you trailed off.
Well, no, I was gonna say Thomas is a huge Patriots fan, and the thing that
Why
comes
would you tell her
up,
that?
the thing that comes up on this podcast a lot is 28-3. So whenever that happened, we all remember that. We don't like to talk about it too much, but
We can talk about it all you want.
Thomas, we had a Super Bowl party at my house. Thomas showed up head to toe in Patriots gear. He had his fucking face painted. He had a bandana, jersey, fucking.
This is not a normal thing either. This is like the first time I ever went out like that.
That's true.
Looking like a fucking asshole.
Yeah, I'm sure he had dumb pants and shoes on. Too.
Should definitely have acted like I've been there before.
So halftime, and I'm gonna tell the story the way I remember it.
Yeah, Pepper has a very
jaded
jaded view of what happened.
Halftime, he disappears. Nobody knows where he's at. I go find him in the bathroom. I hear sobbing. I can't assume what was going on.
Water was running in the sink.
So, he's not having a great time. And then they score a touchdown. Patriots score a touchdown. I come knock on the bathroom door. I'm like, Thomas, they're coming back, bro. And then they score another one very shortly after that. And I knock on the door like, Thomas, you got to come out, man. And he comes out. He has washed all the face paint off his face. Like he's done with the nonsense. He thought he was fucking dead in the water. Washed the face paint off his face. The bandana's not there anymore. The fucking jersey's inside out. And then he gets to just stand there and laugh in everybody's faces.
That is true. It was a great ending. But there's no fucking way. First of all, there's no crying involved. I did wash the face paint off. I did convince myself at halftime maybe this was bad luck. Maybe because I've never done this before, and now we're getting blown out by the fucking Falcons. Sure. But first of all, zero chance. I was in the bathroom for all of halftime and 2 touchdown drives in the third quarter. I didn't miss any of the fucking game.
I swear to God, you were in the bathroom for like 15 minutes.
Right. That's still not that chunk of time right there. But, we won. We, as in, like, I was out there. I played tight end in that game.
I got a question for you, Sarah. What's worse, 23 or 11 runs in the first inning? What's worse?
Oh, man. That's hard because, like,
it is.
I mean, last year, it's like, I just literally this year, I was like, I just want us to win a series. You know what I mean? Like, now that we're playing with house money now, like the Braves are, because I'm like, I just want to, I moved to LA in 2001 and we literally have not won a division series.
Oh, so it's your fault.
It is. It's my fault for moving away because I was working for them in 99 and 2000. But we got swept in the World Series. You know what I mean? I worked for the Braves back then. But anyway, I just wanted to get that out of the way. And just so you know, Thomas, I was at the Super Bowl when that happened.
Jesus Christ. I'm sorry.
I don't know. Yeah. And I also went to the bathroom and cried as soon as we lost the coin toss in overtime because I was like, it's over. Our defense had been on the field for too long. They stopped running the ball. It's like, it was so frustrating. And then this is a funny story. I came back to my seat. I'm just in tears. I've had like 18 Jack and Cokes.
Yeah, I'm like a fifth of Fireball.
Yeah, I'm like so insanely hammered and crying. And but still I'm at the Super Bowl. And like the usher, like she like won't let me to my seat or whatever. I just like kind of we were sitting in like the club level or whatever, and I just go and like sit in my seat, and then or I just sit in a seat because the game's over, and she's like, you cannot sit there, and I was like, what does it matter, like the game's like, who cares, like, and she's like, now you cannot sit in there, that is not your seat. And I'm like, my seat is right, I've been sitting here the whole fucking game. It was just like 2 seats down basically. Right. Like, you've not been sitting there. And then I'm like, don't raise your voice to me. And she's like, you need to calm down. It is just a game. And I go,
oh, bitch. Why are you working the Super Bowl?
A game? I'm like, it's not even allowed to be called the game. It's called the Super Bowl. You know what I mean?
Like,
I was like, I know you live in Houston, and this is never going to happen to you, but this is the worst day of my fucking life.
Yeah. Dave Portnoy's going to fucking jail right now in the hallway. Yeah. He's being arrested.
It's like, we paid $8,000 for these fucking seats, and it's not. It's just a game. We get it. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, see, my boyfriend is a sportscaster and he's a huge Patriots fan. So he actually, we were at the Super Bowl the whole week, but he had to come back to broadcast on Monday. So he was not at the game. And he did a very good job of not, when I landed at the airport, when I came back home, he had like flowers, like a huge bouquet of flowers and like a gift card to the spa for like an entire day.
It's been said once and you can say it a
up.
million times, but Patriots fans are the salt of the earth.
We're
the best people on the planet.
Ever. Nobody said that ever. I would cheer for Al Qaeda before the Patriots. Like, there's no way that I would. I
mean, fucking, we need a quarterback.
Actually, now that Brady's gone, I don't think that they're the worst. I think Bill Belichick's amazing.
Oh, thank you.
I just don't like Tom Brady. So now that he's gone, I'm fine.
I think you skipped over a really good T-shirt idea. I'll root for Al Qaeda before I root for the Patriots.
It's like, it used to be my pinned tweet because I definitely used to say that all the time. I mean, I've done a shit ton of military tours, so I've definitely been around Al Qaeda, and I've been around Patriot fans, and I can tell you I cheer for Al Qaeda.
What's the best forward operating base that you've been to?
Let's see. The best fob is probably
because I've heard some shit. Growing up in Columbus, I know a bunch of Army guys, and they told me all kinds of shit.
We went to this one that was so awful. That was like, I think it was called Ashraf at the time. It was in Iraq. I was in Iraq in 2005. So Saddam was still alive when I was there. But like, we went to this base called, I'm pretty sure it's called Ashraf, and it was on the Iran border. I think they were secretly training the Iranian soldiers, and they literally had nothing except a boxing ring in the middle of the camp. And they had like a tractor trailer that was their not the defect, it was their it was like their their game room, but it just had like checkers and a deck of cards. It had like nothing in it. And so they had this boxing ring, and they would like catch scorpions in the desert and do like
this is what I've heard
on them. And then like we performed in that boxing ring, and they pulled all of their like
performed in the spider fighting ring.
Yeah, pretty much. And they brought all the tanks, and then like the MRAPs and like stuff like that, like all around. I guess it wasn't, I don't think it was Marines, so maybe no MRAPs, but like they just like parked all around the ring, and they sat on top of them like a NASCAR race. And then all the brass sat in the front, and they were smoking cigars, and it was like the coolest show I've ever done. It was like outside in the middle of the night, 2005 in Iraq. It's like 115 degrees still, and it was just the coolest night of my life. So that was probably one of my favorite places.
I mean, that's like some Georgia bonfire shit. Like just like everybody's sitting around on the trucks just looking at some shit.
It felt really country. It felt really cool. It was just like this beautiful moment that I'll never forget.
When I was growing up, like I guess like 18, 19, I used to hang out with my buddy was in the 75th Ranger.
The year 18, 19?
That's what I was saying.
No. When I was
You're fucking like trying to hold it in. Go ahead. You just said when I was growing up, like 18, 19. It sounded like you were referencing the fucking year.
Oh, no.
It's like we had our muskets in Georgia.
Yeah,
when I was at the Revolutionary War,
we'd all put our wagons up to the boxing ring.
Battling the redcoats. No, I used to hang out with these Ranger guys, and they used to tell me some wild ass stories about the camel spiders. And so they would fight camel spiders, but it's very similar to like cockfighting, where they would have like a really good camel spider that like fucked up everybody else's camel spider, and they used to bet on it. And it would be like a huge fucking whole base event where they'd be like, oh shit, fucking Jose's camel spider is going against fucking Greg's camel spider tonight. It's like that's like the fucking heavyweight boxing match of the FOB.
They have like live wagers on it? Could you bet?
Oh yeah. No, they would bet
bet
real fucking money and fucking, like MREs and shit.
It used to be so much more fun, like before, as much as I love Netflix and like Hulu and everything now, but like, now guys just kind of sit in their room and watch that. But back then there was like none of that. You couldn't do it. Like they had video games, but you had to have a video game console, and a lot of the bases didn't even have a consoles or like TVs or anything. So like if you couldn't play it on your computer, forget about it. So they had to find other ways. And it was just kind of like, I don't know. It was just kind of like these pure moments that was really interesting.
Yeah, my one buddy, when he came back from his first deployment, I was like, what'd you do over there? And he was like, I mean, it's basically you do PT, you sleep, and you kill people. Like that's pretty much it. Like they were doing a thing. It was like a search and destroy mission where they were just killing dudes in Al Qaeda. And it was like every night they would just go out and kill dudes. Then they'd come back, sleep, and then just work out. I went with him on his GNC run before he went on a second deployment. Dude, he dropped like $600 in GNC on fucking workout supplements. Like, well, I mean, if I'm going to be over there and there's nothing to do but fucking work out, I might as well get fucking huge.
Yeah.
I mean,
I used to do this thing where I would send like care packages to all the guys that I met. Like the whole time I was over there, I would like gather info, like I mostly like ended up sending them to like the commander and then like let him disperse it. But like I would get merch from comics because that was like stuff they couldn't buy, because they could buy, like food and snacks and stuff like that. But I would get like CDs, DVDs, like, T-shirts, that like whatever people sold on the road. And then I would just make these huge boxes. Like, and I remember I would send like 40, 50 of them overseas at a time. It was great.
That's a good way to get fans too. Cause I mean, there's not any media there, so they're going to pass that shit around.
Yeah. But now, like people have podcasts and they have Netflix, they can watch the specials. Like I I guess like the last time I even went overseas, probably like 4 or 5 years ago. And like nobody came out, like everybody's just like watching Netflix in their room, like completely disinterested. It was like kind of a bummer.
That sucks.
So yeah, it kind of sucks, but it's like, I'd still do it again in a heartbeat. Like even if 2 people came out, like I still met like great people when I was like the people that did come out was great. But I understand, like, you work 10, 12 hours a day. You have maybe one day off, maybe not. Do you really want to go out and leave your room? Want to drink in your room?
Yeah, no, it's not that. Like working 12 hours a day, it's not that bad. You can fucking leave your room. But
no empathy.
Well, no, I've worked 16 fucking 18-hour days. It's like, it sucks. But I mean,
he's from Columbus, Georgia. His whole life has been work.
Yeah, exactly.
This is work.
Thank you, Sarah.
Yeah.
Thank you, Sarah. What's your you go ahead, Thomas.
What? Okay. Jesus.
Sure.
So we went to go ahead and note this because I'm going to bring it up. But we went to Los Angeles last year for like a week. Not me and him, but me and my wife. And we went to the Comedy Store every night. And she told me to tell you, because she told me today, her 2 favorite comics that she saw in the main room were you and Brian Callen. So there's your comic.
Oh, wow. That's so nice.
She started reciting a Brian Callen. Yeah, she started reciting a Brian Callen bit to me today from a year and a half ago when we saw him, and I was like, I don't. She was like, yeah. He was like, I'm a gazelle and I move. I was like, that definitely sounds like him. That's hilarious. Yeah,
it wasn't me.
No, but yeah, you and her were definitely the 2, and I mean, we saw everyone because we went every night for 8 days.
Oh wow, good for you.
It was fun, but
who did you go out there to see? Like who were you excited to see? Rogan.
I'd already seen Rogan, but I got to see him 3 times there. But I actually went to Georgia. I saw him in Atlanta the year before that.
Oh shit, you got to see Brody?
Yeah, I saw Brody 6 times.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
great.
this was like a month before he passed, I believe. But we got to see him six nights in a row. He was fucking incredible, man. He closed the show like every night. He's playing super late. And there was one night, and I've told this on the podcast, but there was one night where there was 6 of us left in there. It was like 1 a.m, maybe later. There was like 6 people in the room, and Brody just acted like there was fucking 100. You know what I'm saying? Like just never brought it down for a second. It was incredible. He was fantastic.
Yeah. Arms crossed, negative. Yeah.
Negative. Yeah. Yeah. He was like,
yeah. Oh my God. He is like, I miss him every day. I miss him every day, especially during quarantine. Like he would have been like, his like live stories would have been so great during quarantine. Like
we got to go to Greg Fitzsimmons had his like best buddies benefit, so we got to go to that, and that had a lot of great comics. And then Sam Tripoli's Controlled Chaos show, or Comedy Chaos, Controlled Chaos, Josh Wolf. But he had a really good lineup there too.
Yeah. I mean, you can't really go wrong with a show at the Comedy Store that's booked by the Comedy Store. Sometimes it gets a little dangerous upstairs or like those bringer shows, but yeah, you're not going to see anybody bad because it takes so long to get past there. And it's such a very strict regimen. You know, there's a new documentary out about the Comedy Store that's on Showtime.
I haven't watched it yet.
On Sunday, and Mike Binder, who is kind of like one of those old school Comedy Store guys who ended up becoming like a film producer and director, very famous. So he made this documentary, and people have tried to do documentaries about the Comedy Store so many times. I can't tell you how many I've been interviewed for.
And shit.
And he did such an incredible job. Like, it is just like the first half hour, I was like, this is insane. You know, like,
that's awesome.
The Freddie Prinze stuff was just insane. Like, it was incredible. So make sure you watch it. But yeah, the Comedy Store, my whole life is the Comedy Store. It's where I started. When I started there, nobody was going there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, there'd be 10 people a night in the crowd, and you're like, this is a lot.
Yeah, I mean, there's not, like, we got to see you, and like Rick Ingram was hilarious.
Rick's one of my favorites.
Brian Holtzman, of course. We got to see him a bunch.
Theo, did you see Theo? Segura?
I saw Theo. Didn't see Segura. Saw D'Elia a couple times. I was bummed we didn't get to see Joey Diaz. He was somewhere else touring, so he was not there. But
Uncle Joey, he still calls and does the check-in, checks on me and my baby all the time.
He dropped his new podcast today. He's back.
Yes, he did.
Uncle Joey's Joint.
I've been told that I should.
Anything to say, Pepper?
Yes, I've been waiting to say something. You retold you went to LA in the Comedy Store.
Yeah.
You retold that about 6 times since we've been doing the podcast.
Let's go back to the year 1819 in Georgia.
Yeah. So 1921. So I've been told that I should boycott the Comedy Store documentary because it doesn't include Danish and O'Neill.
Not in it either.
Do you know Ryan O'Neill and Jeff Dennis?
Yes, of course. Did they say to protest it? That sounds like something Danish and O'Neill would
You know what? They did say that verbatim on their podcast. But I independently believe that.
Okay.
Probably.
I'm definitely going to watch
they were cut out intentionally.
Yeah, I think.
No, there's a couple people that were cut out recently and intentionally.
Well,
I'm sure you know.
Hey,
so you know,
Ryan O'Neill has been shot at, but he's never touched anybody or said anything inappropriate.
I will say, I heard Andrew Santino also complain he was cut out.
He's not cut out. He's in it.
Was he in it?
Yeah, he's in it. I saw it. I've seen 2 episodes of it so far because I did I interviewed a bunch of people from the movie on Sunday for the Comedy Store's like podcast about the special. So yeah, I got the pre-screener for it, and yes, Santino is in it.
All right, fuck, marry, kill. Fuck, marry, kill. Ryan O'Neill, Jeff Dennis, and
Earl Skakel.
Earl Skakel.
Oh, okay. Well, that's a very good question.
It is.
It's
the shoulders of Jeff Dennis.
The
tenacity of Ryan O'Neill.
The
penis of
the visor of Earl Skakel.
Earl Skakel.
Yeah, I guess I would probably. I guess I would fuck Danish.
Oh.
No, I would fuck O'Neill, kill Danish, and then marry Earl Skakel. And I'm going to marry him next year because I'm officiating his wedding.
Oh,
okay.
Shit.
Breaking news.
So technically,
hold on.
I'm
That's a loophole we did not consider.
Hold on. You're killing Jeff?
I'm killing Jeff, fucking Ryan, marrying Earl.
Wow, what a revelation. You heard it here on Rushmore Podcast first.
Yeah, breaking news. You want to get into this goddamn topic? The Rushmore of the Roast Jokes?
Sorry. I got into But yeah, everybody listen to this. Go check out National No Podcast, the greatest podcast on the goddamn planet besides this one, I guess.
Yeah, I would say we have 100% crossover with Danish and O'Neill. 100%
Okay.
of their listeners don't listen to this show, but 100% of our listeners definitely listen to their show.
We hijacked their fan base because I wrote a song about bestiality. How do you feel about bestiality, Sarah Tiana?
I'm not into it. Yeah.
That's crazy. All right, so our topic this week is roast jokes with Sarah Tiana.
Mhm.
So I'm gonna do my number 4. He's gonna do his number 4. You're gonna do, and then we're gonna circle down. So my number 4.
Well, you can't use the Peyton one that I gave you because she wrote it and already said it.
Well, that was actually
I already said my number 4 too. I said the Pedroia one.
Okay, so you do your number 4, and then we'll go to number 3. So we're just cutting time out, dude.
Okay.
Hey, we're being efficient. That's what this podcast is about, is efficiency.
All right. Now that I'm looking at it, though, because I forgot you're a fucking writer on these roast shit. So now I'm like, you probably wrote some of these fucking jokes.
I don't know about that. I didn't write a lot of great ones.
We'll see.
Oh, come on, dude. You can't do that. You're the best. You're the perfect fucking woman.
Nice.
Talking about
Flavor
Flav.
Flav.
It's not nice. It's being honest.
Flavor Flav is responsible for more homeless black kids than Hurricane Katrina. That's Jimmy Kimmel.
Hurricane Katrina is especially funny.
Jimmy Kimmel said that. What roast?
Flavor Flav.
Oh, Flavor Flav.
Yeah, the roast of Flavor Flav. Jimmy Kimmel said that.
That's a good joke.
That was a pretty good joke. What you got, Pepper, for your number 3? You're looking at a piece of paper and you're hesitating. I don't understand what's going on.
Oh, did you realize that Eddie Van Halen and Ralphie May died on the same day? That's pretty wild.
Is this the anniversary of Ralphie's death?
Yes, October 6th.
Wow.
Yeah.
There's some goddamn respect.
That is sad. That's very sad.
It is sad. It's a sad day.
That's a tough one.
One of the best comedians and one of the best guitar players.
Yes, Ralphie May was an incredible guitar player.
Eddie Van Halen was pretty funny. Dude.
I did get to see Ralphie live here in Mississippi, in Biloxi. He was fucking fantastic.
Oh, he's so great.
He was so good. All right, number 3.
I don't want to say any of these.
Say them anyway.
These are failed Sarah
Sarah, why don't we kick Pepper off the goddamn podcast and me and you can do our Rushmore of Roast Jokes?
Okay.
Jesus.
Yeah.
All right.
You do it.
My next one. This is to Kathy Griffin.
Okay.
Just go ahead and place that there.
Who's that?
What?
Who's Kathy Griffin?
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Okay. What's with all the plastic surgery, Kathy? You've been stitched up thousands of times and you're still sad to look at. You're like an AIDS quilt.
I remember when she did the roast I wanted to do. Who did that?
Greg Giraldo.
Yeah, Giraldo.
Rest in peace.
Killer.
Fucking brilliant.
Yeah. I remember I wrote a joke that was like, Kathy, because we weren't allowed to make fun of her face.
Oh.
Well,
Greg said,
I was like, I know we're not allowed to make fun of your face, but can we make fun of your old one?
I used to have, when I was like, this is showing how young we are, but when I was like 12, actually Zane, I'm at my brother's house now. That's where we're recording. But he had the DVD of the Insomniac tour where Dave Attell hosted. And then it was Sean Rouse, Dane Cook, and Greg Giraldo. And Greg Giraldo's set on that DVD was one of the fucking best sets I've ever seen in my life.
Damn.
Oh, yeah. His joke is one of my number ones, but yeah.
Rest in peace, Sean Rouse, too.
Yeah, rest in peace, Sean Rouse.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Dane Cook, watch your fucking back, dude.
A lot of dead motherfuckers out here.
All right, are you going to even have one, Pepper?
I could do a zillion, so if you don't
let's go with your number.
Don't worry. I have another one that I really love that I wrote this for Rob Riggle.
Okay.
I don't know if he said it. This would have been on the Rob Lowe roast, and it was Rob Lowe has a huge penis. Like we saw on the sex tape, Rob Lowe has a huge penis, and that's so annoying. By my count, that's 3 huge dicks on this stage. Mine, Rob Lowe, and whatever that thing in Jules' purse is.
That's like Jewel was fucking funny. I watched that today.
Yeah,
she was really good.
She was so fun.
Rob Lowe, surprisingly, I'm loving his I don't even know why I say surprisingly, but his podcast is pretty fucking good. I like Rob Lowe's new podcast.
Well,
I've heard it's really good.
Here's why you say surprisingly, because he's an actor, and most actors are the most fucking boring people on the planet.
There was a possibility it could have been very boring, but he's very good.
Yeah, I mean, I believe you that it's good. But I'm just saying, like, actors are people who pretend to be other people, so they don't have personalities or anything else. So their podcasts are like 9 times out of 10 boring as shit. Because it's just like, oh my God, you worked with him. I worked with him too. It was so amazing. They're so great. They're such great people.
Who's that an impression
And
of?
that's the that
Was that
every
Adrian Brody?
fucking actor, every actor that has a podcast.
Was that
is
Meryl Streep? That was incredible.
Thanks. Yeah, Meryl
Hey,
Streep.
Hey, Pepper, I'm going to ask you again. Do you have any picks on
Dude,
your podcast that you've been doing
nah,
for 2 years?
I'm way too embarrassed to say any of these. They're just all bad.
All right. Sarah?
I'm just reading through. This was from the Donald Trump roast. Bret Michaels, people use the word sell out with you a lot, except for the ticket broker at your concerts.
That's pretty funny.
Oh, damn.
I'm going to go with the Trump one also for my next one.
Oh, whoa.
From that roast.
Our president?
Except this
Okay.
is, yeah.
Well, can you like just step away and realize that like
What?
that guy that they were roasted is like
Is
the
the
president?
president? Well, they talk about it a lot on the roast because he was
it's
already
fucking
considering running at that time.
It's fucking wild.
But Trump, Snoop Dogg had a really good one that was like, it's not surprising that he's trying to kick a black family out of a house or something like that.
Yeah.
I
That was a
actually
good
remember
joke.
that.
But this one is Trump is so self-centered that when he bangs a supermodel, he closes his eyes and pretends he's jacking off. That's Seth MacFarlane said that one.
That's so funny. I wrote this one for Dennis Rodman for the Bruce Willis roast.
Yeah.
Ed Norton was in 3 of the best things I've ever seen: American History X, Fight Club, and Selma Hayek.
That's pretty fucking good.
God damn, Selma Hayek is really hot.
All right, Pepper, we're back around to you. You prepared anything yet?
Oh yeah, you ready for it? And no, I'm not gonna say.
I'm gonna read Pepper's because he's too embarrassed to read them.
Please
Can I read them?
No.
Okay.
Here's another
This
one.
is-
Our next roaster has the esteemed honor of being the only black man in history to not be good at shooting. Please welcome Dennis Rodman.
All right, and that was my number, whatever.
I'm
sorry.
I have a question for you. Who won? Who do you think won, Blake Griffin or Jeff Ross?
Oh, I mean, I think Blake is so great. I love Blake so much.
He had oh man, he's so good.
He's so good.
We
so
shit
funny.
we shit on him on the Earl Skakel episode, but honestly,
no.
neither one of come on now.
You did, because literally in the clip, it's me and Earl talking about how funny he was, and you were like, "I don't care that you got Blake dumb fuck Griffin on the
All
show,"
right,
and me and
that's
Earl was
fair.
like, "No, he was fantastic."
Is
He was
that
really funny.
is that really how it went?
That's 100% how it went.
Okay. All right.
I did say Jeff got beat by a point guard.
All right.
That was the only.
Well, I don't remember it,
Okay.
so that's why I was talking shit.
All right. Yeah. I want to say me and Earl were very close because I rewatched it today, and Blake was fucking great. He was great in that roast.
Blake,
Oh yeah, he was so good. Yeah. He was always really good.
The look on Anthony Jeselnik's face when Pete Davidson gave the win to Jeff Ross, Anthony was like, "What the fuck are we doing here?" Because he was the only one that voted for Blake. Anthony was.
Mm-hmm.
When Pete gave it to Jeff, he was just like, "All right, well, fuck me then, I guess," because I thought that was fantastic.
Blake, if you're listening,
Yeah,
I don't know.
CC Blake on this.
Oh yeah. Oh wait, that's right. This is for that same roast. I think. Oh, Adam Carolla was on that roast. Adam has a line of men's only wine called Mangria and Brose. It's made with date grapes.
That was
Date
fucking.
grapes
Is
is
that
my
wait?
favorite.
That was fucking
Is
stupid.
that
and funny.
also true though? Does he
It's
add,
made with date grapes. Yes.
Yeah.
But I'm saying, does he have a line of man wine?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's
Mangria,
Of course he
so
does.
stupid.
That's Adam fucking Carolla. Of course he does.
Yes.
Cabinets or whatever. I
He
guess.
probably has like a brand of lumber. I was gonna say cabinets is fine. All right. I actually have a Jeff Ross joke here to Blake Griffin.
Oh great.
Can't wait.
You're just white enough. Okay, hold on.
Oh,
Sorry.
all right. And action. Look good, feel good,
Look good, feel good.
and action.
Hey Blake, good luck in Detroit. You're just white enough to not be shot by the cops, but be careful because you're now the worst shooter in the most violent city in America.
Cut. Damn, you know it's funny when you deliver it and I still laugh. That's pretty fucking good. Who did that? Jeff Ross?
Jeff Ross said that to Blake Griffin in that roast. Still should have lost.
That's very funny.
For more, trying to think. Like we wrote a great. Me and Matt. Well, gosh, now I'm like missing. I'm like blanking on his name.
Matt.
He did the roast battle. Like
Matt
really
Patricia?
good thing. No. Really good looking
Matt Ryan.
kid that roaster. He ended up going to the final. He might have won the second year.
Oh.
No, he went really far in the finals, but
Matt?
Mike Lawrence.
Wait, Mike Lawrence.
No, not Mike Lawrence.
You said really good-looking guy. Name start with an M.
Matt Broussard?
Broussard, yeah,
Broussard.
Matt Broussard. So him and I wrote started Caroline Ray's script for the last roast and for Alec Baldwin, and this was like right when Epstein was happening, and it's like Alec and I have a lot in common because he used to fly around, like he was on Jeffrey Epstein's plane, and when I was in Sabrina the Teenage Witch, I also used to fly around with 16-year-olds. And then she wouldn't do it because for obvious reasons.
Come on,
but
dude.
Boo.
Have some fun.
that's okay.
Hannibal Buress said Snoop Dogg looks like a laid-back salamander, and the only way he gets another hit is if he walks behind Suge Knight's truck.
I always forget that like Suge Knight is like
Murderer?
done. Yeah, he's like he's not around anymore because he
in prison.
killed a guy.
Yeah.
I think he killed two, right?
He ran over a guy twice. I don't know if he killed a guy. I think allegedly he's killed multiple guys.
Yeah.
But I know he ran over one dude twice on video.
Hey,
Yeah.
That was rough. Don't do that. Sarah, don't do that if you get any advice from this podcast.
That's 100% true.
Okay.
Sarah,
Sure.
what do you have coming up? You're always doing fun shit.
I am always doing fun shit. Well, we have I can't really announce what the show is, but I've just been named head writer of a big show that's coming out on Netflix. So I'll be announcing the show soon, but it's my I've been head writer on a few shows before, but this is my first big show that's not like this is so it's a pretty big deal. So that'll be coming out at Thanksgiving.
Can you give us like a theme other than, I assume, comedy? Like a general theme?
It has kind of a late night feel.
Okay.
Sweet.
Oh,
Yeah.
hell yeah.
So
And it's
like
on Netflix. It's like
but I'll have,
specifically made for Netflix?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
And this is going to be Chris D'Elia's comeback?
Yes.
He's the host.
Yep.
The Chris D'Elia Show.
Yes, you'll have to click on the kids section if you want.
I was going to say rated TVMA. God damn it.
But that's what I have coming up. And then I have a podcast called This Week in the 90s. It's at Week in the 90s Pod. And we talk about this week currently, and we pick 1 year in the 90s from this week. So we take these 7 days, and then we have 10 options, and then we'll go through like what happened that week.
That's a brilliant idea because that can last at least 10 years and do a weekly episode.
Well, I mean, there's a lot of shit that happened in the 90s. I just went back through like Waco, Kurt Cobain's death, fucking the Braves World Series 1995, the greatest moment of my life. And
yeah. Well, like a couple of weeks ago, we did like like stuff that I didn't even know about. And like I dig in and like find all this like crazy stuff, both of us. My boyfriend and I do it together. He does 1 week, I do the next. So we switch off and on, so it's great for the both of us because we really only have to prepare 2 podcasts and then we get to listen to the other 2, which is kind of fun.
That's
that is
cool.
pretty sick.
And then we'll find like fun facts, so then like one podcast was about the first Pizza Hut opened in Russia in like 1992 or something like that. And
That's
then
a
we
deep
found
cut.
out. Yeah, then we found out like all this stuff about pizza, and we talked about the Book It program, and then we found out that Bill Parcells used to manage a Pizza Hut. Like,
you talking about the AR points?
yes.
The reason why I got personal pan pizzas for fucking years?
And encouraged us to read.
I got Mr. Mom and Bill.
I didn't read a goddamn thing. My mom used to lie on that shit, and I used to get free pizzas.
I get a personal pan pizza, and then it would come with
My mom was a
Mr.
drug
Mom
addict.
and Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey.
Yeah.
In little DVD sleeves. They were new. It was the late 90s.
Yeah.
They used to have gun games in the fucking little waiting area at Pizza Hut. I used to love that shit.
Oh, yeah.
Shitty
Those
2-game arcades.
I had a reoccurring dream when I was a kid that I was running away from a Pizza Hut while it exploded. I had it like a lot.
That was just what you get after you eat pizza.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to take the model from Sarah and her husband's podcast and like do several weeks without you.
What do you mean?
I'm gonna do one.
He's
And
like, what do you mean?
he's like, what?
Like I'm not here. Like
Yeah.
like I went on a trip or something.
Yeah.
Mhm. You went away to a farm.
I went to
Yeah.
Georgia.
You went to Georgia.
to
You
live
went
on
to
a
you went to
farm.
the year 1819.
Like we do when pets die. You're like, oh
Yeah. Oh,
It's
yeah.
like Pepper's catfishing on the Chattahoochee.
He's happier there. All right, Sarah. We love you. Thank you.
I'm going to tell you one more. Let me tell you one more.
Fuck yeah. Tell me
I
10 more.
didn't give you my favorite roast joke of all time.
Let's go.
And this is R.I.P. Greg Giraldo, because the anniversary of his death was, I think, a couple weeks ago. But in my opinion, this is the greatest roast joke of all time, which was Lisa Lampanelli is kind of like the Octomom. She doesn't have 8 kids, but she has had 80 fingers inside of her at one time.
That is fucking incredible. Before you go, can we do a lightning round, a Rushmore of just roasters? Your top 4 roasters of all time.
Well, yeah, I would say Giraldo, and
Yeah.
in effect, you'd have to say, yeah, I mean, obviously Jeff Ross, Greg Giraldo, Anthony Jeselnik, and Mike Lawrence.
Fuck. Well, our lists are very similar, except you replaced Mike Lawrence. I'm serious. My list was Jeff Ross, Anthony Jeselnik, Greg Giraldo, Sarah Tiana. That's my Rushmore of roasters.
All right. Mike Lawrence, Rickles.
Oh fuck, Don Rickles.
Yeah,
Rickles is
I got to see Rickles like 6 months before he died. My son met him at like 4:00 in the morning in the casino lobby while my wife was trying to find me. And who else did you say? Oh, Giraldo for sure. And number 1 is probably going to be Sarah Tiana,
Good answer.
the most perfect woman on the planet.
Thank you, Pepper. That's very nice.
I'm sorry,
Thank
Pepper.
Oh, she knows my name. She knows my name.
Yeah, she's a nice human. And you
Yeah.
said it. That's what happens when you introduce yourself, Pepper.
Thanks.
All right, Sarah. Thank you.
Thank you.
You're the
Bye.
best.
Love you.
Love you. Love you.
Love you.
Love you.